Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Mac.
And today we're going to be doing our first impressions of Long Shot, the dice game.
This game.
Yes, which is as you can see, it's a little smaller game, but it is a roll and write game. And it's one that we actually got, I believe, from Barnes & Noble when they had their 50%
Sale.
off, I think,
Yeah.
board games. And yeah, it had been one that I'd kind of taken a look at a few times because I thought it might be one that was a little bit more approachable, and we tend to like roll and write, flip and write, verb and write games. And I like
Camelup's a big hit with our family, so
Yeah.
this one seemed like a good adjacent one.
right, because yeah, it has kind of some bidding and stuff that you can do, and some fun little shenanigans you can do. Somewhat similar to Camelot, but a little bit more control
Yeah.
on this one, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've actually gotten to play this one, I think, 3 times. So it's kind of not exactly a first impression, but a third impression. But I feel like after those 3 times, I kind of know what to expect, or kind of felt
Yep.
the same way each time.
Right.
But yeah, each time I think we played with at least 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. It's a game that definitely scales up pretty well because the timing on it still was never seemed too long. I didn't
No.
think, and yeah, you're just racing horses around a track and able to kind of do a few different things with those numbers, kind of simultaneous, where one person rolls the dice and then based on that result, everyone kind of does a little action, sort of, or crosses something off related to that thing. And you keep going from there and go until 3 horses have passed the finish line.
Yep.
And then you kind of calculate end game scoring. So pretty simple.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Shenanigans ensue, though, because
Yes.
you can move horses back, you can move horses forward, you can try and hitch your horse to the current winning horse to make yours go forward when the other horse goes forward. So
Right.
you're like a bookie, so you get to, you get to influence the race a little bit.
You do. But yeah, and then I think there's I think the thing about having kind of those higher player counts is there's a lot more of that going on. And there's that fun little game that goes on where it's like, I could keep waiting to kind of push my horse forward, because if I push my horse forward, it's going to be the target for those negative pushes.
Yeah.
And then if I've already used my push forward, then obviously I'm not going to be able to get it pushed up, so I've got to then rely on other people to help it, or hope the dice rolls
Right.
are in my favor,
You
which
want
they're almost never in my favor.
You want people to want your horse so that they don't have a reason to negatively
Vendetta.
impact it, and yeah, there's definitely that going on. So
Yeah, so there's sometimes where it feels almost like teamwork, because it's like, oh, I do have money on that horse, so I don't
Yeah.
mind if they finish in the top
oh, you
one.
have the 7, I have the 7. Maybe we should.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, and there's some that you get, like, right off the bat that you already have bets on, so you kind of are already in the race, sort of,
Yeah.
from the beginning. And just the way kind of the cards work, where there is those, whenever one horse moves along, you can cross off things on the bottom. Just the way those are originally set up, kind of the first horse is more likely to kind of get additional movements more than, like, the 8th horse.
Right.
so-
But the rewards for that horse winning are less.
Right. So yeah, the multiplier at the end of the game for them finishing first, second, or third is quite a significant amount less. So if you
It
can
is.
start with one of the higher horses and get them to actually
Move.
place at least, and if you can get them to get first even, that can be pretty significant in the end game. But yeah, in our 3 plays, I really enjoyed this one, and I hope it becomes kind of a staple party, almost party style. It's not, I wouldn't say it's quite to the level of party, but it's very near that type of game.
Yeah.
And
It's like just like a half a step up, because you have to do a little
a
bit
few
more
strategic
gamey things. But yeah, strategic is a good way to put it. But it's not heavy by any means. It's just maybe not your average just one player, though. So.
But it does give some of the feels of like the Camel Up, and so if you like, the racing type games, that you do feel that kind of. I know, especially in our last couple of plays, it's been like a few horses have had a chance.
Yeah.
By the end, like there'll be some that'll be behind, and then with all the shenanigans going on, those ones usually
Like
end up
2
kind of
hasn't
catching up.
moved at all, and
Right.
then all of a sudden 2's in the running.
Exactly.
Like, where'd 2 come from?
So yeah, that's a really fun part about it.
Yeah.
And so for this style of game and everything, I'm probably looking at like a 7.75 or 8 out of 10. I've really enjoyed my plays of it, and just that sort of simple nature to most of what's going on is really nice as well.
Yeah, I'd probably give it an 8 as well. There are multiple sets of horse cards in here too, so I feel like the replayability is good. You know, at the end of the day, you're still running your horses around a track, but the special powers on the horses can differ, and I think that's a great thing. So.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, if you don't like luck in your games at all, this has luck definitely.
This has 2 dice.
This definitely has luck in it. So,
and
you could just get very unlucky, and the same thing just keeps getting rolled, and no matter how many shenanigans you try pulling, eventually.
Or everybody could gang up on you and make
That's
your
true.
horse last. I've had that happen.
Wow.
I may have been a part of that as well for others.
I remember the last game. I don't know if I think my horse moved once or twice via the die. I had added it to almost every other horse, and it still was never moving. I'm like, come on, horse! It did not win. It didn't. I don't think it even got across the.
Yeah.
So there's a line that secondary line that at least pays you back everything you've bet on it. It didn't even get to that line. So, oh well, I guess. But yeah, if you want to see a few more things or see kind of the components in the game, we'll have an unboxing video going out with this one, so you can check that out. But otherwise, we hope to see you on that video. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.